Hello, Professor Butler. I just wanted to say thank you very much for being lenient with me and taking your time with me, allowing me to put my schoolwork in pretty much near the very last second or even a day or two behind and still allowing me to pass with a good grade on all those modules. So thank you very much for that. Um, the PowerPoint presentation, the first one I sent you, I already narrated it and everything like that. And I feel like if I do exactly what this says, I'm literally redoing what you already received from me, and that was just because I've looked at the wrong module. Again, I get like 6 hours a week sometimes free to myself, and I have to try to compact all my knowledge into one, just do the best I can when I'm at it. So, and forgive me for right now as well. Just got done working my pretty much 5 days in a row, and coming up to my free time here until my wife gets home and I got to go back to work. So about 3.5 hours from now. With that being said, I'm going to bring this to you, this presentation, with my resume a little bit differently. So I'm going to start fresh from this moment. So, again, thank you very much. I do appreciate everything that you've been doing for me and helped me out. I really do. All right. So let's jump right into it. We're going to go a little step past PowerPoint and go right into resume presentation. And I truly do hope that you can give me some tips and pointers on what I could do to cut this down. Because we talked about, well, you helped talk to me about this, that the resume is just so large. There's so much information because I have done a lot throughout my civilian career. How to narrow it down per position I'm going for. But if I'm going for the same general management position that all these follow, I sort of feel like that information would be necessary to allow them to know what you do because there's so much involved with real operational management or general management that you can't cover it in just a few aspect words. So here we go. Let's jump into it. All right, let's load this up. All right. Also, by the way, I'm using a program called Streamlabs. It's a presentation program that I've used a couple times when, throwing presentations, mainly doing P&Ls with investors and stuff like that. Use this a lot. All right. So again, my name is Jeremiah Rowe. I am 35 years old. I have over 14 years in management and leadership positions, from military to civilian. And I have knowledge and experience working with corporate companies as well as private companies. And there is a difference when it comes to that management. But I am more than able to adapt to whatever program someone prefers. I am here for the company and for the person that's paying me to do it however they want it done. But I will always bring my knowledge to it. All right, moving on with that. My longest employment was with the United States Army. I spent a total of 8 years with them, 6 years doing active National Guard duties and 2 years doing inactive reserve duties. The highest rank I had was a E5 for a sergeant. I was a 31 Bravo military police officer. I got cross-trained as 11 Bravo, which was infantry. Did 2 deployments altogether overseas. Went to Camp Stryker in 08 to 09, and then Camp Liberty from 09 to 10. I just ended up doubling my stay there and stayed with the next unit that came in. So they had a very nice incentive program for that. And during that time, we did all military police work, from your standard civilian law enforcement traffic stops happening overseas in Iraq, usually in Baghdad to BIOP areas, with civilian contractors and local nationals, and even higher up. I pulled over Colonel Santiago and General Petraeus once for speeding in Iraq, and they laughed about it. And trust me, I did too. I'm just like, I'm doing my job, sirs. I'm doing my job. Everything from that to the darker aspect of unattended deaths, which are pretty much suicides or anyone that was found not alive with no witnesses, to sexual assaults and rapes. All the stuff that isn't fun to talk about. But I handled many of those cases, many of those scenarios of over 2 years being overseas. After that, I came home and I jumped right into the world of corporate restaurant with Ruby Tuesdays. With Ruby Tuesday, I went in there and began as a server. I worked for a server for about 3 months, and then I became a bartender for about 3 months, and then I became a GSC, which is a General Service Coordinator, for about 3 months, and then I became a front of house manager for about a year and a general manager for them for another year until they closed 93 of their stores in one day. Um, it was a very sad day, but I did get a lot of training during that time. It was very nice to learn the corporate things. They had a very nice 13-week management training program, which teaches you all about sales loss, sales profit, uh, food loss, shrink loss, asset protection, labor versus sales, pretty much everything you can imagine. And then for their personal system, which was Aloma, their online system that they use. Uh, but then I moved on from that to Effing Brew Company. For Effing Brew Company, I started off as a bartender for about 3 months. And after 3 months, I was offered a position for a manager. And after about 5 days into that manager offer, they offered me the position of being their operations manager and running the entire business for them. The owners, Eric Cornell and Chad Earhart, came to me and word for word said, "We just want to brew beer. You do everything else." And I did for 3 years. I have every licensing item that you can imagine, every outdoor event when it came to going to the mayor's office and filing for anything at all that we needed, for putting a patio in, to getting a cafe license, to having an off-premise license, to an on-premise license, to J&J Ventures, which is the gambling company in town, to being on their licensing for our gaming room that we have, which is slots and internet gaming and stuff like that. It was a very, very, very large learning experience, doing payroll and labor and workman's comp pay and sending a monthly check to the IRS for your payroll taxes. I learned a lot during that time. I really did. Sadly, COVID ended up hitting and took our profitable business that we had and took us down to very non-profitable, to the point to where I had to resign myself because we could no longer afford my position. And my salary there was 62,000 a year, which came out to roughly around 850 a week after taxes. And I dedicated 70, 80 hours a week there every week to keep that place up and running. Yeah, sorry to get a little strong there, but I had a lot of heart to that, and I put a lot of heart in the places that I work. I'm currently a student right now with Trident University, trying to finish my bachelor's in business administration, with the hopes of going for my master's after I complete my bachelor's. We'll see what happens. I'm just trying to refine the knowledge that I have and get a more educated, professionally educated knowledge upon what I do already. And I'm already a very big person when it comes to management, of the empathetic and compassionate manager of 2020. I'm very big on trying to be there for your employees 100%, and treating others as you want to be treated, being there for them, but just keeping the steady, firm hand of 3 strikes and you're out. But you're there to help them along the way 100%. With that, I have training in MS Office, bookkeeping, Excel, PowerPoint, interpersonal communications, management training. I'm proficient in Toast POS system, Aloma POS system, QuickBooks, and anything you throw at me, I'll learn within 30 days. It's just something that I do. I understand those programs and inventory programs and payroll systems. They all run off the same base premise. It's just all about finding how the puzzle comes together, and I love puzzles. With that being said, I know this would be an extremely informal interview and very unprepared, but sort of figure it gives you an opportunity to see me for myself. And obviously, if you work with someone, you want to know you can also like that person, because nobody's going to want to spend years working with someone they don't like or enjoy. Besides that, final last thing that I like to always throw in an interview, or whenever, with my employees right now, I do also currently co-own a business. It's a 1920s bar, and I work there every day, 7 days a week, usually 10 days straight. And then my other business partner will come in for 3 days. He owns another bar himself, so he gets 3 days he can actually dedicate to the place. So yeah, one way to cut labor: don't pay anyone but yourself. uh, anyways, again, informal, and I appreciate it, and much longer than intended, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And again, thank you, Professor, for everything, and I hope you have a good one. Thanks, sir. I'm gonna do an unedited thing so you can see how this whole program works. It's pretty cool. So close out of that. This is our whole little thing. This is my little office room, for my wife's and I room's right next door, but sometimes I'm up late doing stuff and she gets mad if I try to go to sleep after she's sleeping, so I got my own little bed back here and everything. But anyways, it's a fun program. You can set everything up however you want. You can broadcast your screen behind it. You can change the if you care, you don't have to watch this. You can move this around like wherever you want for your video. You simply just come down here in your sources area and you'll add different sources, images, colors, slideshows, whatever you'd like. Different audio captures, like right here, I have my Shure SM. I think this is the 57B. I think very nice microphone for talking through, and they're only like $400, $500, something like that. But yeah, anyways, it's a very fun program. I don't know if you ever were looking for something like that. It is the easiest one I found. It is right here, Streamlabs OBS, right there, Streamlabs OBS. Very easy to make presentations, very easy to do stuff. By the way, that's how I found you. I was like, I remember Mark. What was the last name? But yeah, I'm going to finish up the rest of these classes for yourself and finish up the classes for, who's the other one that I got here? A little peer into my life for you. Again, if you're interested, you might deduct me some points for this. Let me just go that way. Yeah, Management 302. So yeah, it should be fun. We get all this done and start working on the other courses across today and tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir. Log out now. Take care.